All right, Toastmasters, guests, it's time for a didgeridoo challenge. The challenge that I have for you all is I invite you all to hold your breath for 20 seconds. 20 seconds along with me. The counting will start in just a moment here. Now, I will say, if you have any health concerns that prohibit you from doing this, that's okay. You can skip on this challenge. If there are any of you out there who are concerned that you won't be able to make it the full 20 seconds, that's okay. You can skip on this challenge too. If there are any of you out there who know better than to do what Chris Mason asked you to do during a Toastmaster speech, you are also exempt. For the rest of you adventurous souls, here we go. We're going to do 20 seconds. I'm going to be playing too, but in addition to holding my breath, I will also be playing this didgeridoo. I hope you're all ready. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, how'd you do? Did anybody play the challenge with me? I got 1.
I did.
Very good. I'm proud of you guys. And you made it all 20 seconds?
Yes.
All right. I hope it wasn't too harrowing. Now, for the rest of you, actually for all of you, was there anybody out there who wondered how it was that I was able to do that challenge while also playing this pipe? Any takers on that question? Well, this is my topic for the evening, and it is the magic of circular breathing. This instrument is called a didgeridoo. It is a wind instrument, which means that the sound it produces is produced by blowing into it. In particular with the didgeridoo, you make the most weird flapping noise with your lips that you can. Like a little kid invented this instrument. But sure enough, that's all it takes. That's the first step. There are some additional tricks that you can bring to bear if you're looking for some other tones. You may have heard some noises that sounded like wah-wahs and woo-woos. I was quite literally going wah-wah, woo-woo. So, in order to play the didgeridoo, you take a deep breath, you buzz your lips in the most obnoxious way that you can think, and then you start in with the wah-wahs and the woo-woos and the wee-wee-wees all the way home, and that's didgeridoo. Now, there's a problem that comes along with wind instruments, broadly speaking. The harmonica is the only one that doesn't have this problem. And the problem is, sound is only produced during the exhale part of your breath. If you are in the middle of trying to play such an instrument as this, and you need to inhale, you're going to have to stop producing sound for a little bit. In other contexts, orchestras for example, they often write the music so that the instrumentalists only breathe for small periods at a time, then they play for small periods at a time, and this solves the problem. If they need longer passages, they'll usually have 3 or 4 people playing the same part at the same time, and that way they can take turns breathing, and that solves the problem as well. However, if you're me, and you're sitting around a campfire with a bunch of hippies who are all playing drums and trying to dance and whatever other things hippies do around circles of fire, the idea of stopping the sound production is anathema to having a good time. So instead, we use a technique called circular breathing. The way this is done is that during the exhale part of the breath, you inflate your cheeks. When it's time for you to inhale, you squeeze the air out of your cheeks so that the sound can continue to be produced in the same fashion. It takes a little bit of practice, but once you've got that, all you have to do is take your wah-wahs and your deep breaths, combine it with your circular breathing, and suddenly, and there you go. That's the whole trick to it. Now, I understand some of you folks out there are getting excited about this, but you're also thinking to yourselves, I have not seen my didgeridoo in ages, I have a wife, I have sensitive pets, it's probably in storage somewhere. Well, not to worry. This is a technique that you can practice at home with a cup of water. All you need is a straw, and the basic idea of squeezing air out of your cheeks to produce a series of bubbles is exactly the same as the technique that you will use when you dig your didgeridoo out of storage. So, nothing much to it here. Take another deep breath. That's the easy version. Then you fill your cheeks up as you go, and try to keep the bubbles going as long as you can. Look at that. Nothing to it. And that's circular breathing, folks. It's a very straightforward sort of a thing. It does take a little bit of practice. I can tell you from experience that when I learned how to do it, I had to watch 6 YouTube videos. I don't know why 6 was the magic number. The first 5 people all said the same thing. The 6th person said the same thing too, but for some reason that was the person who got it to land for me. I would advise you all, if you are trying to learn circular breathing, don't just take my word for it. Find your 6 YouTube videos. Get home, dig your didgeridoo out of storage, and maybe pour yourself a cup of water. For those of you who are aspiring didgeridoo players, circular breathing is an absolutely essential technique. And for those of you whose ambitions are perhaps a little bit more humble, less resolute, if you will, it is still a wonderful party trick and one of the funnest ways to make a mess of your dining room table. Thank you very much.